All right, let's take a journey through one of the most important, but maybe least talked about systems in your entire body. I'm talking about your own personal 24/7 water treatment plant, the urinary system. You know the feeling. We've all been there. You're in the middle of something and suddenly you get that urgent signal. But have you ever really stopped and wondered what that call of nature is all about? It's way more than just an inconvenience, trust me. It's actually a sign that something amazing is working just right. Yeah, that feeling? That's a direct message from your body's very own cleanup crew. They're basically giving you a thumbs up, letting you know they've successfully filtered out all the junk and are ready to take out the trash. It's all about keeping you healthy and in balance. So this incredible system is, of course, the urinary system. And its main job is pretty straightforward but absolutely critical. It removes hazardous waste, gets rid of extra water, and just generally keeps everything inside of you in perfect harmony. And it never, ever stops. Okay, so there are four main parts to this whole operation. You've got the two kidneys, they're the master filters. Then you have two tubes called ureters, which are like little transport highways. All of that waste goes into the bladder, which is our stretchy storage tank. And finally, it all leaves through the urethra, the exit ramp. Let's start at the top with the real MVPs of this whole system, your amazing kidneys. I mean, this is where all the heavy lifting happens. So you have two of these little bean-shaped organs, and they're tucked away near your back, right below your ribs. And get this, each one is only about the size of your fist. But don't let that fool you. Their workload is just massive. And here's a cool fact. Your body is so efficient, you can actually live a perfectly healthy life with just one. Okay, you might want to sit down for this. Every single day, your kidneys filter around 180 liters of blood. That is literally enough to fill a bathtub. It's just an unbelievable amount of work for two organs that can fit in your hands. So how on earth do they pull that off? Well, inside each kidney, you've got millions of microscopic filters called nephrons. You can think of them as super smart sorting stations. They go through your blood, pulling out all the waste and extra water to make urine, but they're careful to send the good stuff, like proteins and nutrients, back into your body. They even help keep your blood pressure in check. Pretty incredible, right? So once the kidneys have done their job and filtered everything out, the journey for all that waste is still just beginning. It's got a very specific path to follow to get to the exit. Coming out of each kidney is a tube called a ureter. This is what carries the urine down toward the bladder. And these aren't just empty pipes where stuff just slides down. Nope. The walls of the ureters have muscles that actually contract to push the urine along, making sure it's always moving in the right direction. And the next stop on the tour is the bladder. This thing is a genius piece of biological engineering. It's a hollow muscular pouch that's super stretchy. It can hold, on average, between 400 and 600 milliliters. And as it fills up, it sends that signal to your brain. And that, my friends, is the gotta go feeling we were talking about. So let's do a super quick recap of the journey. Blood gets filtered in the kidneys. Waste becomes urine. The urine flows down the ureters. It gets stored in the bladder. And then finally, it's released through the urethra. It's a perfectly choreographed dance that happens all day, every day, without you ever having to think about it. Okay, so now that we know how it all works, we gotta talk about why it's so important to listen to those signals from your bladder. I know it's easy to ignore the urge when you're busy, but holding it in can actually come with some serious health risks. If you make a habit of holding it in, over time, you can actually weaken your bladder muscles. And that can lead to something called urinary retention, which basically means you can't quite empty your bladder all the way when you go. And that little bit of leftover urine, well, it can be a perfect breeding ground for bacteria, which really raises your risk of getting an infection. And it's not just about weakened muscles. This system can run into other problems, like super painful kidney stones. Those are little hard deposits of minerals. Or those nasty urinary tract infections, UTIs. And a lot of these problems can get a lot worse if we're not taking good care of this system. But here's the good news. Keeping this whole system running like a well-oiled machine is actually pretty simple. It really just boils down to a few healthy habits. What's the number one absolute golden rule? You guessed it, drink plenty of water. Water is everything. It helps your kidneys flush out all that waste way more efficiently, and it lowers your risk for things like kidney stones and UTIs. It's basically the fuel that keeps your body's cleanup crew going strong. So here's your simple healthy habit checklist. Make water your best friend. Try to eat balanced meals and get some regular exercise.
And probably the most important thing on this list, listen to your body. Don't hold it in for too long. And of course, getting regular checkups with your doctor is always a good idea. See, simple steps, but they make a huge difference.
So I'll just leave you with this one last thought. The urinary system is just this perfect example of teamwork, right? Every single part has to do its job perfectly. So, what do you think would happen to your body's delicate balance if just one of those pieces of the puzzle stopped working? It really makes you appreciate all the incredible hidden work your body is doing for you every second of the day.